What is going on, YouTube? It is Primitive here, and today I'm going to be bringing you a match from the most recent J&J locals. It's going to be between myself on the left. I am playing Agumon, deck that I wanted to bring back and test a little bit more in the BT7 metagame. And on the right, we're going to be having the red-green hybrid. So they're going to start off with the Agumon, whiffing on the Tamer, so just going to be able to grab either a hybrid or the Ancient. They decide to leave the Ancient and go ahead and grab one of their champion hybrids. And I'm just going to go ahead and start with an Agumon into a tie, and then 2-drop Agumon, which will allow me just to put them at 2. And then I'll be able to gain 1, draw 1 with tie next turn, be able to start to get some resources, gain some extra memory, and start to get some aggression going with these Agumon. So they're going to go and play JP out, leaving the Flamemon in the back, interestingly enough. Might be worried about the Atomic Blaster coming out and clearing board, but that is kind of a big commitment from me, and they could have just promoted and swung if that was something that they were worried about. But either way, we are just going to go ahead and pass back with the JP, and I'm thinking about what I want to do here. I have the Geo Greymon I could Digivolve on top of, and I have a bunch of option cards in my hand, one of them being the Lightning Joust, so I can commit the Lightning Joust, but I can't do it while also Digivolving into the Geo Greymon. So I'm going to go ahead and pop 2 Lightning Jousts here, be able to swing in for 3 checks at, I believe that is 10k there, or 8k, and they do survive the 2 Blossomon. I hit the Ken and then another JP, which is unfortunate because I just kind of loaded my opponent up. Despite me having a pretty good amount of damage going in that first turn, this is a lot of resource for my opponent. They are going to be able to do a lot off the Ken and the JP. If I just hit the other JP, we would have been fine, but hitting the Ken gives them a lot of memory, so I just decided to commit the Atomic Blaster to clear what's on the board. Once again, gonna not hit a Tamer off the Agumon, but now they're looking good because they're gonna be able to Digivolve for 1 with the JP, gain 2 with the Agumon for a +1 memory gain off that, and then they're gonna be able to just go and be able to swing in with Piercing and start to get my checks going. If I don't have the best checks and security, I can actually start to fall behind here because I'm gonna have to be able to hatch next turn and then be able to promote the turn after. But now my opponent's going really wide on the board, and they're going to be able to get multiple checks this turn. They're going in with double Atomic Inferno here, so this Rhino Beetlemon's going to have Piercing for 3 checks. They are going to decide to swing over first. They are sitting at 3k thanks to the Kaporimon, but going to go and swing in here with Piercing, not going ahead to Digivolve the effect, but they are going to get the Piercing there, and 3 very small checks, so they live very well, and they just matched my aggression. My double Lightning Joust was answered by the double Atomic Inferno, so don't really have too much aggression on my end right now. I will need another Atomic Blaster to be able to clear what's on board, and so I just pop it right away. I don't have a rookie to be able to play. I believe my hand is just Geo Greymon and Promo Greymon, so I really needed to hit. If I hit a rookie right there, I would have definitely been able to still potentially win this game because I would be able to promote next turn, swing, and then potentially go for a Goonie on top of tie, but I don't have that, so I'm just going to have to go with the Atomic Blaster, and that doesn't work out because my opponent's going to be able to just go in with the hybrids and go in for game. The JP being able to Digivolve for 1 on top of the hybrid, or the hybrids being able to Digivolve for 1 is going to give them enough memory to be able to go for 2 hybrids, be able to take it, so I'm going to have them go first so I can try to get a little bit better of a hand there with less option cards and a little bit more Digimon. And I'm just going to go ahead and play the Marcus out. It's going to put me at 3. I do have the Promo Greymon in which I can Digivolve into next turn, start to get going. My opponent's going to go with the Atomic Inferno first check, hit 2 2k Agumons, and it does survive, so that's terrible for me because now they have the JP out. I'm only at 3 security, and I'm already falling super far behind, so I'm going to have to go into the Greymon here, go down to 1. I can go ahead and match aggression by swinging in for 2 checks like they just swung in with their 2 checks, but I also need to get rid of this Flamemon so that way they're not having too much aggression going into my next turn, being able to swing again while also still having the JP. The tie is also going to boost it up as well, so it was at pretty decent checks, but still had a lot that it could have went down to. I'm going to swing Captain Marcus here, swing the 2 checks. They do survive. They will get the Thunder Laser to hand, which is a bit scary, but at least I'm able to match aggression, and then I'm going to hit them with the Geo Greymon here. I pretty much have to get rid of this on the board. I will be giving them a decent amount of memory here, but I don't think that they're going to be able to delete both my Digimon on the board this turn, and so with that, they will be able to get at least one of them off the board, but I'll still have something going into my turn, and as long as they don't go into Ancient Beetlemon, I will be okay, because Ancient Beetlemon is the only card that I can't really get rid of. I'm not running Gaia Force or anything like that in this list, just the Atomic Blaster, so big megas I definitely don't have the answer for. I'm just trying to outrush them, and then the Atomic Blaster allows me to just clear up little boards with a bunch of rookies, so they're going to go ahead and swing, targeting the Greymon. They're going to be able to go into Ancient Beetle. It's going to trash the top and then pierce, and then the piercing check does actually hit the Bond of Bravery, which is going to take it down, so So now things just changed complete 180. I went from potentially not having anything going on for me to my opponent's Ancient Beetlemon going down, not having a hybrid to be able to play for free, and then passing. So now I'm going to be able to go for a Lightning Joust, be able to swing for 2 checks. We'll both be at 1 security after this as long as I do survive. And they have the Atomic Inferno, but they don't have any Digimon and Raising to promote. They don't have any red hybrids, so they can't go on top of the tie, and then I can just choke them at 1 with the Greymon. Let's see if they can do anything here. They could potentially try and clear if they are main decking Atomic Blaster, but they aren't. Show the hand there, got nothing going on, so they just pass it over, and it's going to go and tie it up at 1-1, and they'll have me going first. Unfortunately, I did open a hand that might not be the best here. I do have a couple of hybrids in hand, but the Atomic Blasters, double Atomic Blaster was definitely the bane of my existence throughout this tournament. I can't tell you how many times I opened double Atomic Blaster. Almost every single game I feel like I did, so that was something that I really wish I wasn't doing. I wish I could have taken out some of the Atomic Blasters mid-match because they were a little bit rough. So my opponent's going to put me at 3. I'm just going to go ahead and play tie to go down to 0 and then play another Marcus. My opponent's going to go to 3 anyway, so putting them at 4 isn't that big of a deal. I don't have any rookies to put in Raising. As of right now, I think my hand after playing that Marcus and that tie is Atomic Blaster, Gravity Crush, and Bond of Bravery, so not having the best hand, especially if my opponent starts to go really aggressive. So they're going to start to Digivolve up. They do get rid of the Mimi Izzy, which isn't that big of a deal. It's not really a card that's going to be too scary for me, and they're going to go in with the Atomic Inferno. Going to be able to swing for 2 checks, going with the Ancient. Swing top check, Geo Greymon does come out, so that is nice. I do at least get something on the board, but I need a rookie. I draw another Atomic Blaster, so nothing. Actually, no, right now my hand I believe is the Atomic Blaster, the Gravity Crush, and the Bond of Bravery, and I had to be able to draw that there to get that, and then I'm just gonna have to play the Bond of Bravery because I can't do anything else really. It would just pass the turn. At least by playing the Bond of Bravery, I'm gonna be able to threaten to potentially get rid of the Ancient Beetlemon next turn. The only way for my opponent to really be able to clear this off is going to be able to suspend it while also getting a DP gain, and they just hit the red tie, so they can play down the red tie and play the Thunder Laser to be able to suspend and then trade, and that's really going to be their only way to get rid of it. Now that's not good for me because I don't have anything going on for me outside of that, but at least that way they're not going in for checks and that they're just trading. So we're going to have to see what they go for. They do have the tie, they do have the Thunder Laser, which they can commit. It's just mostly, do they want to trade into the Bond of Bravery or not? I think they're going to have to, because if not, then I have too strong of a card that gives me a comeback mechanic, and they're going to be able to trade and play out a hybrid anyway, so they still have some aggression, and then they're going to be able to play to Mimi. I'll go to 3 with the Marcus. I hit an Agumon there. If I had that 1 turn earlier, we would have been in a much better position, because then I would have been able to promote this turn and gain 1 with the tie, go into the Bond of Bravery, and now I'm just going to go ahead and play the tie, go with the Atomic Blaster, clear the board, and just hope that when I promote next turn that the ties being able to draw me cards and gain me memory is going to be enough for me to just get the resources to come back. The Metal Kabuterimon is going to come out. They can build up into another Ancient Beetlemon, which is going to be terrible for me because, again, I can't clear, and they're going to go in for another Atomic Inferno, so going to be able to swing for 2 checks. Will survive. They have been hitting fairly low checks, but I guess, to be fair, there is not a lot that's actually going to be able to take down that Beetlemon right there with the Rhino Kabuteri with the tie and the Inferno boost, so no matter what, they were pretty much going to live there. Looking at my hand, I see the Atomic Inferno, and I believe the Gravity Crush in my hand, so gonna have to see if I can make anything come out of that with the ties. Draw 2. I draw 2 rookies, and that's not gonna help me right here. I needed Bond of Bravery or something to help me go here. Maybe even another Atomic Blaster to be able to clear this off, so I can swing in, see what I hit. I hit a JP, and that's pretty much going to seal it up. I might have potentially had a chance without the JP, but now we're sitting at a position to where they're going to be at 3 memory, and they can Digivolve into a hybrid on top of JP for 1, and then another hybrid on top of the Ken for 2, be able to get the 2 checks on the board. They right now actually don't have the second hybrid, so they aren't going to be able to go for it just yet, but they can swing in right here with the JP on top of the Agumon, swing the last check, and then if they can find another champion, they're going to be able to go in for game. But even if they don't, I don't really have anything that's going to be able to come back and save me here, because I'm going to be out of checks right here. Does go down to the Bond of Bravery, but it doesn't matter. They have the Gaussmon in the back, and I'm just not going to have anything that can really save me here. I think I'm going to have to hit Bond of Bravery or promo Greymon off of one of these 2 draws right here, and then also hit the Agumon, so that way I can go for 2 checks and then Agumon. However, I hit neither of those. I just drew a bunch of rookies in the row that wasn't going to help me there, but still was a close match. These are 2 very aggressive decks going at each other, being able to just to swing back and forth. Atomic Inferno and Lightning Joust really just starting to go back and forth with those checks, so that was a really good match. If you enjoyed, be sure to like and subscribe, so I'll be bringing you even more BT7 matches, including some of these old decks that I'm trying to bring back and test. But with that being said, I will see you all next time. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day. Peace out.